Record here. Perfect. All righty. Well, welcome. We're already midway through April. Gosh, time's just flying by. This is our agenda for today. Cass is going to be going over the NSLP renewal, the PLE tool, and as well as the after-school snack program review. And then Lynda's going to talk to us a little bit about the School Lunch Hero Day. And then Cambria is going to discuss CEP. And then we'll have Dina Benson from Dairy West. She's going to talk to us a little bit about summer meal promotions that are going on. And then Cambria is going to talk to us about fresh fruit and vegetables program, and then the non-program food revenue tool, the MPFRT. And then Jessica's going to touch on dates for in-person training. And then we'll have Lynda talk to us a little bit about direct certification of Medicaid. And then Marianne's going to discuss with us civil rights. And then I'm going to fill in for Pamela and talk to you guys about literacy from the lunchroom, spotlight on local, and farm to school. And then Marianne's going to conclude us with a little bit of reminders about SFSP and SSO. And then that's the date for our next webinar. So, well, without further ado, I'll hand it over to Cass. Cass?
There you go. It helps to be off mute, huh? Good morning, everyone. I hope all of you are going to have an absolutely gorgeous day like we are here in Boise. I'm going to start by chatting about NSLP renewal. Can you go to the next slide, please? So renewal is coming up. It's starting basically on April 21st, so that's on Monday. So I am working on I'm working on updating instructions, last year's instructions, and those will be located in section 4 of download forms at the end of the day today. So before I go home, that's just my number one task I want to do is get those uploaded. So feel free to, check it out if you'd like. And then on Monday morning, when the renewal process will open up and you guys can all just get her done. Please pay careful attention to the instructions. And if you have any questions, just contact the NSLP team member that is assigned to your packet. And next slide, please. Okay, so now for the PLE tool. Just to let you know, I know every year we have tons of questions on the PLE tool, and we've been receiving many emails asking about when that will be released. And just to let you know that the PLE tool has not been released by USDA as of this morning. So as soon as it is available, we will send a broadcast email out to everybody, and we'll also put the new PLE tool in section 4 of download forms. So, so be looking for that broadcast email. If for any reason we do not receive that by Monday when renewal opens, which is very possible. We have no control over when USDA will release that. So please just complete all other steps of the renewal process, and then you could go back to the PLE tool. Don't let that slow you down not being able to complete that step. So just proceed forward and complete everything else. And if you have any questions, once again, contact the individual that is assigned to your packet. And also, we recommend that you chat with your business manager, as PLE tool has everything to do with your prices. And so this is the lunch prices. So if you need to raise your prices more than 5%, you will need permission from your board, and there's a regulation there up on the slide. And also the PLE tool last year, I know that was my first year going through the renewal process, and if you look at your look at the screen where you see name is in like a red box, the hashtag name and question mark. If that's something that comes up when you have the when you're trying to do the PLE tool, feel free to give us a call or contact the person on your packet and they can assist you. Something that's important to know is that if you have an old version of Excel, then you're probably more likely to get that little error up there. So check out and see what version of Excel you have, and that may help you moving forward. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, attestation of compliance. So if you have a zero, at least a zero or a positive net fund balance in your 290, then in the past you have been allowed to complete the attestation form. And so that is located once again in section 4 in download forms. We are not sure if USDA is going to be allowing us to do that form this year, if that is even going to be an option for us. So as soon as we learn that information, once again, we'll send that out to you via broadcast email. And we will also, if that is available, we will update the most recent form into download forms, section 4. So if you have any questions on that, when that comes up, feel free to contact us. Next screen, please. And after school snack program. This is just a quick reminder. Next screen, please. Thank you. So an after school snack program, if you are running that program, as you are aware, there is a after school snack review form that's located in section 15. That's the ASSP section in download forms. And that form is required to do that twice a year. The first time that you would have done this would have been in the first 4 weeks of operating the ASSP program. And there is a second review that needs to be completed prior to the end of this current school year. So if you are operating ASSP and if you have yet to complete your second review, please go to download forms and fill out that form and turn that in. And thank you so much. If anybody has any questions, just let us know. And next slide, please.
Thanks, Cass.
Of course.
All righty. Next up, we have School Lunch Hero Day. Lynda's going to talk to us about it. Lynda?
Good morning, everyone. I am sure the countdown has begun, probably 18 to 23 days, depending on if you're a 4 or 5 day week until the end of school. Sorry, North Idaho, you might have a few more, but that would be locally here. I hope your weather is beautiful, and I want to talk about School Lunch Hero Days because you're all the kids' heroes. In the next few slides, we have photos of our school lunch heroes, and we've got Bonneville School District here who has submitted some photos. The next one is, I believe, Cassia County, and that is her school lunch hero compilation with meals included. And the final one is Gooding School District School Lunch Hero Day. I want to let everyone know and invite you to send me pictures because this is an sample of what we will be posting on our School Lunch Hero Day in social media. I want to outline all of the hard work that everyone is doing, and I am starting to gather pictures, and I go out and take some pictures of local area schools. We will have Superintendent Critchfield at, I believe it's a Valley View school on April 24th, and we will be out May 1st, 2nd, and 5th to celebrate everybody for School Lunch Hero Day. So I hope everybody is thinking about it and talking to your administrators. We have put that in the newsletter for superintendents so they can start thinking about it too. So I think that's the end of my slide, and we'll go to Cambria and CEP.
Good morning, everybody. Can you go to the next slide, Alex?
This is just a reminder for anybody who is wanting to participate in CEP to please get all of your supporting documentation for CEP uploaded to my Idaho CNP as soon as possible. So this is going to include things like your DC list, your McKinney-Vento list, your student enrollment. This way, the state agency will have time to validate all of this information. And I do just want to give just a couple of notes that the state agency, we cannot tell you if you should operate CEP or not. We've been receiving a lot of questions of people asking us, do you think that this is a good idea for us? Do you think that we should do this? And we have to give you a canned answer of basically, we can't tell you whether or not to operate CEP. But here is what your numbers could possibly look like. And that's really what we will tell you. This is definitely going to be something that is between you and your administration on whether or not this is something that you want to operate. We have noticed that people who are successful with operating CEP are going to be school districts that have support from their administration, since CEP does have the possibility of needing general funds to cover any shortfalls that aren't covered under the federal reimbursement. So please get all of your supporting documentation for CEP uploaded, and please reach out to me or anyone on the NSLP team if you have any questions. And next slide.
Thanks so much, Cambria.
Yep.
All right, up next, we have Dina Benson joining us from Dairy West. She's going to talk to us a little bit about the summer meal promotions they got going. Dina, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Alex. I can't believe we're quickly approaching our summer meals days. Before I get to my promotion, I just want to send a reminder. Thank you, Lynda, for all you're doing with School Lunch Hero Day. We are asking for some nominations for your School Lunch Heroes to come to me as well. I just extended this due date. If you can get it to me by Friday, I'd love to be able to feature someone from your school. Next slide. This is our new summer meal promotion that we have for this year. We have really interacted with some summer meal sites from last year who decided to involve some community events with their summer meals. And what we saw was that there was an increased participation, and some of these had really, really great numbers when they invited community partners to come and support their summer meals and had activities at their summer meal sites. It had increased engagement and also an increased community awareness, as well as the educational opportunity to teach those students and parents while you have them there for your summer meal sites. So what we're offering this year is an opportunity to run a community event booth that would feature this farm to fridge. This is actually going to be in a puzzle, and there will be a large puzzle that is like a floor-sized puzzle that you can use to be able to do this education piece, to talk about where milk comes from and what other products it can be made into. And then the students or the kids that are there will be able to take home a home-sized puzzle with them. So Dairy West, I will be coming out to a couple of sites to run this booth and to be able to gather the data and see how well these do out in our communities. If you have questions there, I will be sending out a newsletter that will give you the opportunity to be able to apply for these. As always, we still have our cultural summer meals tour that you can download from our website, any of these assets that will be helpful. And you can find that on our Dairy West partner portal. So here's that reminder to look for that partner portal and that school nutrition. There will be a new section for summer meals that you can access. As always, please reach out to me if you have any questions at all. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much, Dina. All right, and then Cambria is going to talk to us about Fresh Fruit in the Vegetable Program.
Alex. So I am filling in for Pamela while she is out at a conference, and she wanted me to let everybody know that the FFVP grant application has not been opened for school year 25-26, but she wanted to remind everybody of the criteria. So if you are wanting to apply for the FFVP, here's just some things to keep in mind. So you have to be an elementary school, so those are going to be grades 1st through 6th grade. You have to operate the NSLP program, and you have to have more than 40% of your enrolled students be eligible for free and reduced meals, and you will need to submit the application including the signed certification of support. And so with this application not being open yet, and we're starting to get towards the middle of April, and if this is something that you want to do, just make sure that you can get this signed before everybody breaks for summer vacation. Otherwise, you will need to start tracking people down to find where they are to get those signatures. Next slide, Alex. And we also just wanted to offer some clarification on the Buy American cap that is coming up. So we received guidance from USDA that this upcoming Buy American 10% cap does not include fresh fruit and vegetable program. So the fruits and vegetables that you purchase to use for your FFVP grant will not count towards your 10% Buy American cap. So for all of those of you who were concerned about not being able to operate FFVP because of this, please note that this is that this will not be impacting your FFVP program anymore. And that's all I have, Alex.
Thanks, Cambria. And then we also have you doing this is Jessica for in-person training.
Yes,
Jessica?
good morning, everyone. Alex, next slide, please. These are the upcoming in-person mandatory training dates. Registration is still not open yet, but will be opening up soon, just to keep the dates in mind for the upcoming training dates. Next slide, please, Alex. And this is the date for the in-person training for the RCCI. Yeah, and that's all I have.
Thanks, Jessica. All right, and then we have Lynda again to talk to us about direct certification of Medicaid. Lynda?
Thanks, Alex. I just wanted to reach out and let everybody know we did change direct cert and Medicaid. This does affect your CEP. So if you look towards the bottom, R in the SNAP column is Medicaid reduced. That does not get included in CEP calculations because it is reduced. So what gets included from the direct cert list on the SNAP side, if there is an X or an M or a blank in both columns, they get directly certified and they get to count in the CEP calculation. And foster, X in the foster column, M in the foster column are foster and migrant, and they can't be extended, but they also get included in the CEP calculation. I just wanted to stress that if you have an R in your SNAP column, they do not get included in CEP calculations. And since we have started running some people's numbers, out of 3, 2 of them have included R's as one of their categories. And we feel bad that we have to exclude them, but USDA is very explicit in we cannot include Medicaid reduced in a CEP calculation. So I just wanted to put that reminder out to everybody about the new format, and that R in a SNAP column is Medicaid reduced. It's a reduced benefit for children, even though it's on a direct cert list, and it cannot be included in your CEP calculation. And I think that's it, Alex.
Thanks, Lynda. All right, next up we have Marianne to touch on civil rights.
Awesome. Thanks, Alex. Next slide. All right. I know this is specifically for my FFSP sponsors for the summer. We are all inquiring about the 2025 Civil Rights Training. We are happy to report that we did receive recent guidance, or at least recent USDA training last week. And so the state agency's 2025 Civil Rights Training is currently being updated based on that USDA training. And so we are anticipating that the training video will be live and available to register in the CNP training portal by next Friday, April 25th, 2025. Next slide. And in addition to the updated training video, there is an updated civil rights training complaint form in English and in Spanish. Alex is actually kind enough to work on updating these forms via my Idaho CNP's download forms, as well as updating the copies on our CNP website. And again, those will be available by next Friday, April 25th, 2025. So please keep an eye out for that next Friday, or at least the following Monday when you guys are back in the office. That's it for me. Thanks, Alex.
Thanks, Marianne. All right, literacy from the lunchroom. Celebrate celery fall for fennel with mouth-watering color photographs. This vegetable channel is a rollicking, rhyming trip past piles of peppers, potatoes, pumpkins, and more. A delicious and nutritious. And then you could follow that URL there for the read along on YouTube. And then spotlight on local. Ready to support local and savor the freshest flavors of Idaho? Farmers markets across the state connect you directly to Idaho farmers and ranchers and food crafters who grow, raise, and craft the products you love. With markets operating statewide, it's easier than ever to stop for fresh local produce and support Idaho agriculture. No matter where you live, finding an Idaho farmers market is simple with the Idaho Preferred website, and farmer markets continue to contribute to Idaho's economy, culture, and quality of life. So make it a habit to visit often, and you can follow the URL there. And then what's in season? Asparagus is there. It doesn't last long, so enjoy it. And then when you're grocery shopping, be sure to look for the Idaho Preferred logo, and that's how you know you're supporting local farmers. And then farm to school. Plant a seed, watch it grow. School gardens have been around for over 100 years, and school districts continue to use them today to establish healthy eating habits as educational tools in the classroom and to build community. The fact sheet for farm to school stakeholders provide examples of school gardens that have taken root and resources to continue growth. And you can also find a link to the fact sheet from the farm to school program page on our CNP website. And then please be sure to send Pamela pictures of your school gardens, and we'll feature them in our next month's webinar. And then back over to Marianne to give us some reminders on FFSP and SSO.
Awesome. Thanks, Alex. All right, the last section of this webinar, as Lynda mentioned, summer is around the corner, and I'm sure we are all itching for the summer weather. And so I wanted to just take the time of the next few slides to do some reminders for our current SFSP sponsors, as well as our SSO sponsor. So first section is for the SFSP sponsors. As a reminder, the renewal packet is due Friday, May 2nd of this year by close of business day. So for those of you, I know Cass mentioned about the NSLP renewal packet. Please make sure to get the SFSP packets done first before you begin your NSLP if you're doing SFSP, so we can get that taken care of and out of the way. Please, 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 if your renewal packet is returned, refer to the section application packets notes for sponsors. So you can see a screenshot on your screen there. And this is where we indicate why your packet is being being returned. And so next slide, I will show you guys just an example of what that screenshot should look like. So once you click on that application packets for sponsors, this will indicate why your packet is being returned. Now, we also do our due diligence and send it to you via email, but always refer to this section, SFSP application packet notes, to read over why your packet is being returned and what needs to be updated. Next slide. And as a reminder, please be sure to upload all of the required checklist summary documents in your renewal packet. The most important thing is making sure all of the information are consistent between the site application, your health department notification, and the notification to the community forms. Next slide, I will show you guys what that will look like. Oh, click one more time. And go ahead and click twice more, Alex. I apologize. I forgot that I did the animation on that one. But anyways, the first screenshot, this is just a screenshot of what a site application look like for your lunch meal. As you guys can see, when you indicate your start and end date, it will select the number of days that you are operating for the month of June. And then under the first screenshot, under L3, this is where you indicate the time of meal service. And so if this information is in your site application, we expect the same information to be noted on your health department notification, which is the screenshot image on the left, or sorry, on the right, and then the notification to the community form as well. So all of these three sections need to have the same information. If they have varying information, we don't know which one is the correct information. So the packet gets returned back to you. So just a kind reminder to please double check all these three sections when you submit, before you submit your packet, so that hopefully that lessens the number of times that we have to go back and forth before we can approve your packet. Next slide. And as a reminder as well, in regards to the health inspection reimbursement, for any SFSP sponsors who receives an inspection during their summer food operation, you do qualify to receive a reimbursement for that inspection fee. And so you would just need to submit the request to the state agency. So that is available for you all this summer. So please make sure to submit that if you do receive an inspection during your summer food operation. Next slide. All right, for the sponsor who is doing the SSO operation, as a reminder, the SSO site application must be completed under your current NSLP packet, which is the 24-25 packet. Prior to submitting the SSO site application, please be sure to complete the 2025 SSO sponsor training, and this will also be available will be available by next Friday, April 25th. And as always, if you guys have any questions at all, please reach out to any questions regarding the summer meals operation, please reach out to the state agency. Thanks, Alex.
Thanks, Marianne. All right, and then this is the date for our next webinar, our non-discrimination statement, and our staff list. And
Hey,
that's, oh, go ahead, Lynda.
Alex, Cambria, can you answer or point out the CEP and NIPFRIT questions?
Is this posted in the chat?
Yeah, the upload your documentation in Excel if possible.
Yes. Okay. So the state agency, we are using a new Excel tool that is hopefully going to speed up our CEP validation process. And so if you can, we would really appreciate it if your CEP documents could be uploaded in an Excel format. That way we are able to have everything converted into Excel, and we can use this new tool more seamlessly. And then it looks like, I'm not sure what happened, but our NIPFRIT slide didn't make it into the PowerPoint. So we just wanted to remind everybody that if you have not completed your NIPFRIT tool or your non-program food revenue tool to please get that done by the end of the year and keep that for your records. You do not need to submit it to the state agency, but that is something that is required for you to maintain on file, so that if the state agency does ever ask for it, that you have that documentation.
Thank you, Cambria. Okay, there is a question, when will the PLE tool be released? Again, that is released by USDA. We have no control over it, nor will they tell us anything except they hope to have it done by the end of this month. So we do not know. And the final comment question is off topic, but my superintendent said he had a meeting about what is affected due to Department of Education changes. And they said our lunch reimbursement is going to be affected next year. I don't know who they is. We do get paid through USDA, and we have not heard about any lunch reimbursement going away or anything like that. So I have no idea what he heard, but right at the moment, everything is going on, including CEP. As far as I know, fresh fruit and vegetable, after school snack, and SLP, everything is going as usual. If we hear anything else or anything differently, you will be notified you will be notified via our broadcast email as soon within 2 days of when we get notification. So we are not being affected by all the Department of Ed cuts. We have not heard about any USDA cuts. So I hope that alleviates everybody's fear or stress. As far as I know, everything is going as usual. So until we hear otherwise, keep on plugging along, and you guys are all our school lunch heroes. Thank you.
Thanks, Lynda. Any more questions before we close? We got one from down here. Lynda, what about requiring ID for benefits? Our district said Idaho passed something regarding this with benefit issuance for free and reduced meals.
Last I heard, I have given that to admin, and they said if a child shows up for a meal, feed them. So not unless we hear otherwise, just feed the children. And Katie at Idaho School Nutrition Association wanted to do a quick plug for the ISNA conference in Coeur d'Alene, June 17th to 19th. The Serve Safe exam is on the 16th, and on the 16th of June is the SNS exam, if anybody would like to take it, and Serve Safe is on the 17th in a pre-conference. So that should be it.
All righty. Any more just before we close? Going once, going twice. Well, all righty. Thank you all for joining us today.
Thank you, everyone.
Have a good one.